Alright guys, today we're going to talk about 5 things to do at the gym so that you can reach your goals. Let's go. Alright, first one, come up with a plan. Show up to the gym knowing what you're going to do. If you just show up and you're just picking random weights, just doing the machine that's open, you'll get strong, but you won't get to where you want to go as fast as you can. Right? We got to develop a good plan to do progressive overload. We'll talk a little bit more about that in another point, but come up with the plan. Now, sometimes you're like, I'm new to the gym, I'm not exactly sure what to do. There's thousands of videos online that can give you a little bit of an idea of how to schedule a split. Now, if that isn't really working, please reach out to a personal trainer. There's probably some at your local gym just waiting to help you. But don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes in life we always fear asking for help, so we always live in doubt. And that's not a good way to live. Always ask questions, always grow, always get better. Second thing to do, once you have developed a plan, whether it's 2 days a week, whether it's 5, whether it's what split it is, now I want you to track each workout with how much weight and how much reps you do. This is going to be called progressive overload. Now every week we're going to try and push either a little bit heavier or one more rep or half a rep just so we can see how we're growing. A lot of the times that I fall victim of this, I always go to the gym and I'm like, alright, bench press, and I just do 10 and then I stop. I don't really get close to growing, and I'm almost like maintaining, really just not really growing, wasting my time if I'm being honest. So keeping track of the weight that you do so that you can keep growing is crucial to be able to get those gains in the gym. Third thing that I would recommend is learning what RIR means. RIR, it's reps in reserve. Pushing to failure is how close to failure that we can get. We typically want to be right around 2 is where I feel like I get the most amount of gains when I go to 2. Okay. Now if you're starting doing some curls and you're finished with 10 and you're like, man, I could probably do this another 7 or 8 times, you're going a little bit too light. We want to go to a point where we're doing, let's say you're shooting for 8 to 12 reps on a curl. Right around rep number 6, you want to start struggling. You want to start feeling. You want to be able to push through that pain to get to those 8. At 8, you can maybe do 10 max. That's in your range. So 8's 2 RIR away from 10. That's exactly where you want to be. So that's a great way to also, when you start, to evaluate how strong you really are. Pushing yourself as close to failure. Don't get all the way to failure. Like some people go 100% all the way to failure. That is helpful, but when you do it safely. A lot of people don't do it safely, and it increases the possibilities of injury. And we want to prevent that because then you get no gains at all. So be sure to always stay safe, pushing your muscle as far as you can without injuring yourself. Alright, so we already talked about developing a plan, progressive overload by tracking. Okay. Now we gotta add some cardio. Even if it's just a little bit of cardio, just add a little bit. You don't even have to run. You don't have to do anything that's high impact. Just go on the treadmill and just walk if that's all you can do, right? We all start somewhere, so don't worry about the person running next to you on speed number 5 or an incline 7. Just you do what you gotta do at your pace, alright? Now go just walk. If you go incline 3, speed 2.5, do that for 10 minutes the first week. Next week, do 12. Week after that, 15. Gradually be increasing the time. Again, progressive overload, a little bit different with the cardio, but increasing the duration of your walk so that your body has time to recover and get used to the change. Now running, a lot of people run every single day. Is it bad? Not necessarily, but especially if you're newer to the gym, if you're running every day, the joints on your knees and all your joints really are getting high impact, which means it's going to take a little bit longer to recover. For example, I'm nearly 300 pounds. I cannot run every single day because my joints do not like me the next day that I ran. I need a little bit of time to recover. That is why we want to try and do low impact exercises, going on the bike, doing the incline walk. You want to avoid things like the Stairmaster and running every single day because your joints will not like that. Alright, now that we've talked about 3 points of being in the gym, one of the most important points to talk about is your nutrition. Now I want you to get an app, any app. I particularly use the 1st Phorm app. It helps me track. That's what I like to do. Now, get whatever app you want to use and track your macros. Now, I know this can develop some sort of eating disorder. When I always tracked, I always thought that if I ate less, that I would progress more. But that's not reality. Reality is you want to adjust your metabolism to eat how much you're supposed to eat so that you can lose weight safely, and mostly losing fat, not muscle, because you want to maintain the muscle. So that's what you should do. Figure out how much protein, how much carbs, how much fats, and how much calories overall you need to be able to lose that weight. There's so many resources out there to figure out. Again, like I said, I like to use the 1st Phorm app. It actually gives you workouts and nutrition all in one. It's super inexpensive. So if you want a link to the app, let me know. I'll send you that over and I'll give you some tips to what are my favorite workout splits. The 5th and last thing you should do, and this is more like you shouldn't do, but you shouldn't get disappointed when you're not perfect. Now, we're not perfect human beings. We always make mistakes. We have flaws. So why expect that when you're starting your journey in the gym? You shouldn't. And that's one of the biggest downfalls of a lot of people. A lot of people come to the gym 3 days, day 4 they miss. They feel like, man, it's over. I'm going to start next month, or I'm going to start on Monday again. Just keep going. Use that momentum from those 3 days. Yes, you might have had a hiccup that one day, but it doesn't mean that you gotta follow to the next day. The next day can be better. If you take 1 step back one day, take 2 steps forward the next day. Lock back in, figure it out. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. And I know you guys can be consistent. We just have to put in that effort. Alright guys, so those are the 5 things to do in the gym that unfortunately when I started, I did not do those 5 things, but now I'm more educated, I'm more experienced in the gym, and I love helping people so that they can also reach their goals and start their journey. So please follow along, subscribe to the channel so that you can learn more tips and we can grow together. Let's go.